All right, this is March 8th, 2025, and I do have a device I've been wanting for years, but never could bring myself to buy because I've had an iPhone. And this is the VictorRrader Stream 3. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and give you my first impressions of it. Wait till it comes on.
Welcome to VictorRrader. Notes SD card. Generic.
Okay.
Notes.
So, first of all, I'm not going to describe this device because there are so many people who have done videos on this device that they have described it for me. So, what I'm actually going to do is show you the first thing I found that I really liked, and that is you can add categories to your notes. I did put an SD card in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the 6.
Sounds 0. Notes.
And I have sounds as a category.
Earts 1.
Earts, which is kind of an inside joke thing that I do. Some of you guys do know about that because you're my friends who follow me on this channel. But some of you guys do not know because definitely we do not know each other. So
Scriptural 1. Note.
Scriptural definitely I need because I have church on Sundays and I figured, it would be a great place to put my impressions of the sermons and things like that.
Lilixes 2. Notes.
Lilixes, that's also an inside joke that all my insider friends would know about.
Family 0. Notes.
Family is definitely self-explanatory. We like to play card games as a family, and that's so much fun. And the other thing that we do is sometimes we come up with little games when we're taking car trips, like long vacations and stuff. So
create category.
And it's a create category as I'm hitting the 6. I'm going to hit the 4 and go back.
Family.
But when you hit that create category button, it'll immediately put you in a text field. And you can create a category by entering the text into the stream. If you do want to play something, I'm going to go ahead and hit go back to generic by hitting the 4.
Relaxes. Scriptural. Earts 1. Sounds 0. Generic 2.
Now, sound effects, I enjoy motorcycles. So motorcycles would go in there. Too bad that I don't have my sense player anymore because I had gotten a recording of our 13-year cicadas. Those kind of things would go there. I'm going to hit the play button, which is at the bottom of the screen. Wow, I'm so used to working with an iPhone. It's at the bottom of the stream. Then it'll play one of my test files. Test.
End of note.
You see how good that is? That is like the thing about this versus the Minivision 2 that I just reviewed, is that this player has such a good voice recorder that I trust it to record things that I need. Including, like, you could use this for lectures if you were in school. I'm going to go ahead and hit that play button again because I want to test something out. Test.
6. 1. 6.
Test.
End of note.
And if you hit the 4 and the 6, you'll be back to
1.
Test. You can go through these notes.
6. End of note.
And if you hit the record button, you can actually record another note here. Now, the thing that I found is that for some reason, I can't hit the cancel key to go back. That's what it does when you can't do anything with a certain button. It does 2 beeps, one a lower pitch beep, one a higher pitch beep. So I have to hit the 1 key in order to go to
Notes SD card. Generic 2. Notes.
Back to like the categories. And then if you hit the 1 again.
Music 1. Book 1. All music.
Oh, I love the music player on this. I love it so much. I downloaded all those CDs last week to my computer just so that I could put them on here.
Notes SD card. Generic.
I'm hitting the 1
Notes.
again. Now, what happens if you hit the online bookshelf button, which is the round button at the top middle?
Online bookshelf. Internet radio.
Internet radio has been hit or miss.
Internet radio. 2. Playlist. 1. Favorites.
I've favorited a couple of stations that I liked. The thing is, my internet is spotty, so that's probably why it doesn't work the way that I want it to work. I'm going to hit the 1 again.
TuneIn radio.
TuneIn radio I've not tried yet.
TuneIn radio. Search TuneIn stations. References. References. 0. Files.
I'm going to
Search
be
on
honest.
Wikipedia.
I'm not sure what that is. References file. I used to have a Trek, but I never used it as much as I thought I would. I did use it to record some things, but...
Podcast.
And podcast is cool,
Podcast.
too.
0. Podcast feeds. Add podcast feed.
So add podcast key. What would happen if I press the 6?
Check for new episodes. Add podcast feed. Check for new episodes.
Okay, I'm going to hit the 1 again. Because that's all
Internet
the
radio.
options that
2.
I have.
Playlist. 2. Humanware playlist. English no. Search on tunes. 1. Favorites. 2. Humanware playlist. Search. 1. Favorites.
I'm hitting the 6. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to not describe that.
TuneIn radio. Search TuneIn stations. Search TuneIn podcasts. Browse. Search TuneIn stations.
Okay, so that's all the options for the TuneIn. I'm not going to show you my music because, of course, it's all copyrighted stuff, so I may have some things that are not copywritten things, but I'm going to go ahead and show them to you in another video. Of course,
Volume 18.
You have your volume. If you hit your power button,
Speed.
you can change the speed of the voice by hitting your volume up and down.
Tone.
Or you can hit the tone and change the tone of the voice by hitting up and down.
Volume.
Volume up and down. I'm still learning what each thing does to when you press and hold things. Like when you press and hold each number. So this is kind of my first impressions. Of course, I never hit that sleep key. I always power the machine down for some reason. You do have... Hold on.
References.
Let
0.
me see if I can
Files.
get the key describer to
Search on
work.
Wikipedia. Entering user guide. Media.
Pressing and holding the 1 will get you into
VictorRrader stream user guide.
your
The USB
user
port
guide,
located
which
at the
is
bottom,
actually
center of
very
the player.
helpful.
Use this port to recharge the device. 1.2.5 bottom edge of the player.
Except I'm
The
going to
USB-C
go
port is undo.
cancel.
The USB-C port is located at the bottom, center of the player. Use this port to recharge the device. Connect to a computer and access the exiting user guide.
Exiting user
Search
guide.
on
I hit
Wikipedia.
1. Oh, you can search on Wikipedia. I forgot you could do that. Like, I think I tried that on the Trek when I had that. I never reviewed the Trek, and I kind of regret not doing that.
Podcast. 0. Podcast feeds. Internet radio. TuneIn radio.
So I'm hitting the 1.
References. 0. Files.
See.
Search on Wikipedia.
What else? Okay, the 7 key is your menu key, which is cool. And then if you press and hold that, I noticed that it changes the voice. I like the Sharona voice better than the Will voice, so that's what I'm using right now. Now, if you do want to check your battery status, I noticed you press and hold the 9, or the pound, excuse me.
Battery powered. 100%. No downloads.
And oh my gosh, I love this battery. This battery's amazing. The Sense player used to die on me really quickly. So,
Internal space available. 12.38 gigabytes.
I just hit the 0.
SD card. Available space. 114.53 gigabytes.
I hit the 0
Battery
to get
powered.
that information.
100%.
What if I
No
press
downloads.
and hold the 0?
Wi-Fi connected. Key describer on.
That's where your key describer is. Okay. So your key describer, Gallagher123123 does a very good job of going through the key describer. So I would recommend you actually watch his video in order to do that, in order to see how the key describer
Key
works.
describer off.
If you
Search
do
on
still
Wikipedia.
want me to do it, I can go ahead and do that. But definitely one of those things where people have already done it, you know, I kind of want to just play around and see how things go. That's how I do. That's how I roll. Except I was a little more consistent with my Minivision 2 Plus review that I just did. So, yeah, this is my first impressions of this machine. I love this thing. This is better to me than the Sense Player. There were a lot of things wrong with the Sense Player. For example, entering text was a nightmare on the Sense Player because you'd hit the 3 key 3 times and you'd still get 3 Ds instead of an F. So, oh my gosh. Sense Player gave me so much trouble. And this is an amazing, you know, because Humanware has been doing this for quite a long time. And I think the Sense Player was, you know, the first generation of Sense Player, even though it did succeed the Blaze with for Salvos BLV. I'm finding that Humanware products are a heck of a lot more reliable than Salvos BLV products. So, again, I'd highly recommend this device to those of you that don't want to keep all your media on your smartphone. That's the direction that I'm headed in. So this is definitely going to be extremely useful. And I did get this from Talking MP3 Players because they were running a deal on it. So instead of getting it from Humanware, I got it from them. And I got a magnetic charging cable coming in pretty soon because somehow Humanware has an issue where their charging ports will break pretty easily. So I've only had to charge this thing once because its battery power is just so good. So I can't wait till the magnetic charger comes in. I'll see what else I can do with it. And this is only after 5 days of having this device. And I will be doing more demonstrations of certain things. And I will try to find you some music files that are not copywritten. So I will see you in the next one. And be sure to like and subscribe, okay? See you later, alligators.